Hello crochet friends and welcome back. We're starting a new project today. We're going to make an American flag wreath. We're going to use one of these styrofoam forms. I'm upcycling this one. I'm going to reuse it here. I'm going to get all this glue off and everything, but I've had this one for a while. This is a 10-inch one and I'm going to use this. We're going to make a form that is all one piece and then we will shape it and stitch it around this form. Like I said, I'm using a 10-inch. You could vary this to any size that you want. Just when we start this project, we're going to chain, and we're going to chain 19, so that will fit around the project, around the form like this. So if you had a wider one, you could just add on chains to make it fit. So I'm going to show you how we're going to get going with this. We're going to use all worsted weight yarn. Red, white, and blue is what we're using, and I'm using an H crochet hook here. So let's make a loop and drop our working tail behind. We're going to go inside that loop, grab that working tail, and pull this up on our shank. Here we go, we got ourselves started, and we're going to chain 19 like I was saying. So we're going to yarn over and pull through for 1, yarn over and pull through for 2, yarn over and pull through for 3 and 4 and 5, go to 19. Okay, this is 19 for me, so as you can see, I'm going to grab this funky little thing here, and it fits around mine. Okay, so if you need smaller or larger, adjust the number of chains that you're making, and then later on in the project, you may need to adjust the number of rows that you're doing, just so that it fits properly around there and you can get the right color scheme. I'm making this in red, white, and blue to be like an American flag for the 4th of July, but you could do this in any color scheme that you'd like. So, I mean, be creative with this, have fun with it. I'm going to demonstrate it in this, but you can make all sorts of variations. Okay, so for round 1, what we want to do is we want to go into the second chain, from our hook. So this is the one we're in, that's 1. This is number 2 right here. We're going to enter that. We're going to yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 for a single crochet. And we're going to do single crochets all the way down back to the beginning there where our knot is. So enter each chain, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. Enter, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. All single crochets. You'll have 18 since we started in that second chain from the hook. Okay, so you'll be working with 18 stitches through this whole project here with the part that goes around the wreath itself. Need a little more yarn, I'm sorry. It's kind of catching up on itself there. And do try when you're working on a chain base here, so try to keep it straight if you can here. So sometimes it gets a little crazy, it likes to twist up a little bit, so you just hold it straight, keep going across with your single crochets. Like I said, there'll be 18, so we're going to make this one piece. This is the one piece, and it will go around the styrofoam form there, and then we're going to make some stars to go on it separately, which you can either sew on, or you could use like maybe those little pearl pins. That would look cute because it's styrofoam. You could tack it into it, or you could just hot glue it on, whatever you want to do. You don't have to sew them on. If some people are very, no, I don't want to sew. Sometimes I feel that way myself. But yeah, so you don't have to sew them on. So I just wanted you to be aware that they will have to be attached. Okay, this is the last one. So when you get to the end of each of these rows, you want to chain 1. Chain 1, turn your work. So this nice little curlicue, but it will straighten itself out. So chain 1, turn your work, and then you're going to single crochet each stitch to the other end. Now for this blue, we need to do rows, because now we're on row 2, so we'll need to do 3 all the way through 35. Okay, so we're going to have this nice little strip of blue here. of all single crochets, 18 stitches back and forth, chain 1, and turn your work. Okay, so I'm going to set you free here to continue this. Just want to make sure that you remember to chain 1, because if you don't, your work will buckle in and you won't have your right count and everything. So don't forget, chain 1, turn your work each time. So you'll be working on both sides of your work. So it will be uniform on both sides, which is nice. I think that's always kind of nice. But it should work up fairly quick. I know you're like, oh, 34 rows, but it's only 18 stitches. So I think since it's single crochet too, I mean, you could sit down and have a nice cup of tea and watch a good show and have it done in no time, right? So see how I'm just, trucking along here with all these single crochets. And then when I get to the end, I'll chain 1, turn my work, keep track of how many rows you've done, right? You might need a stitch counter, or you can write them down, whatever works for you. I mean, we all have whatever, everybody does something differently of how it works. That's okay. Now now that it's starting to grow, this is the reason I'm going through these couple around here, just to rows to show you. Sometimes this end one, see how it kind of lays like that? Don't forget that it's there. So keep a count on your stitches. But this last one, sometimes, I don't think I'm even in it right. Yeah, there it is. It will lay down. So don't forget that it's there, okay? So single crochet it. There, chain 1 and turn your work. So see, it's already starting to lay a little flatter. So you'll have a long strip of this through row 35. So keep working with this. I'll meet you up when I'm done. Here we go. Okay, I am on the last stitch. Woohoo! This is row 35. That is my last stitch. I'm not going to chain 1. When we meet up next, we're going to change our color, and I'm going to incorporate the color on the chain 1 there, okay? So in case you're wondering, whoop, she didn't do her chain 1. That's why. So it's pretty long. It looks great. I'm gonna pull this out and see if I can show you, if I can get it in the screen. So this is going to form around our project like this, and we will be stitching it together, and it feels like it's gonna be tight when you get it on to sew it. It's going to be tight, because that's what you want. You want it to pull it nice and tight. So this is the blue section, which we will make the little stars to go on. So I think this is going well so far. So that is rows 1 through 35. And we meet up next time. We want to grab our red and bring that with us. And I'll see you then. Thank you, and have a joyful day.